Yeah, right, hello, welcome to the drum room. So I'll give you a quick tour. The SDS7 Brain, recently fixed by Alex Bindor with new PSU, sounds restored, the selector knob fixed, fully serviced, no battery leak after 40 years. Got some blue Simmons pads down here wrapped up. There's also some the pearl silver immaculate condition arms are stored somewhere in there as well. Over here I've got the Simmons blue bass drum wrapped up. Got some 2000 AD comics over there, my 3D printer, and apologies if the room's a little bit cluttered and dusty. I need to do a full summer spring cleaning here, especially over in that corner. I've got a load of Star Wars vintage toys that are going to the loft. There's two Attack Legacies there, and I've got all stuff all packaged up in here, including big Star Wars shuttle and all sorts of things. So that stuff's been going to the loft. So the drum kit is a merge of a Yamaha dtxteme 2S and a Yamaha dtxteme 3 with the professional hex frame, which is really heavy duty. I've got two bass drums, the 3 bass drum and the 2 bass drum from the corresponding kits. Yamaha amp, not too powerful. Little monitor speakers. I've got a monitor here to do with sometimes when I connect the PC. Got a Yamaha mixing desk over there. Sorry, it's dusty. A CD player that can play MP3s. And then if I come round here, and I'll have to climb into the kit, which is a bit of fun and games. So here we go. So we've got cymbals. I've got a spare cymbal on the floor down there, so I don't know what to do with it at the moment. But anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cymbals. Main pads 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 for that one. Obviously 2 bass drum pedals. I'm not a 2-player heavy metal rock doer and that, so it's just really a case of I've got the option of switching my feet between the two, and each one of those is connected to obviously one of the relevant Yamaha brains. So up here we've got the Simmons SDS8 that came from Germany, refurb probably about 5 years ago, and at the moment that's just plugged in, so that does tom 1, 2, 3 on the top row. So they give the classic sort of Simmons SDS5 type sounds. These 3 toms above the hi-hat, 1, 2, 3, they're triggered by the Yamaha 3 brain. Then I've got a snare here, small pad, that's also doing the 3 snare. So excuse me. And then I think I've got the hi-hat doing the Yamaha 2 brain, which is down here. We've got 3 brains: Yamaha 2 brain, Yamaha 3 brain, SDS8, mixing desk at the back, Simmons is stored, and often I'll have the mini disc record here so I can actually record what I'm playing, because as a drummer I'm not really into solos and stuff. I always like to play along to music, so I could be drumming to Dua Lipa or you know, ABBA or God knows what. These pads here, this is a main snare pad, big pad, that's doing snare from the 2. These toms are all doing sounds from the 2 brain, and the same with the basses. Obviously one's doing a 2 bass and one's doing a 3 bass. So yeah, it's a hybrid. The original frame from the 2 kit, as you can see, is here, and that's actually mating in perfectly with the 3 brain kit, which is the hex frame, really metal heavy duty, and they actually fit together beautiful. And the thing is, you know, the thing is rock solid stable. In fact, you wouldn't want to move this kit because it's an absolute cow sun to move it. I've got the obviously everything's Yamaha stands and things. This hi-hat is the hi-hat from the 3 kit. I had a hi-hat from the 2 kit, which was I think it's the RH135, and that's got a kind of like a bulbousy bass thing on the bottom, like a plastic thing, which people shove a tea towel in, because when you play on that pad it's very kind of stick on pad and a bit sort of noisy. But this pad's much better. This is the hi-hat from the 3 brain kit, and that's obviously, it doesn't, you know, open and close like traditional cymbals, hi-hat cymbals, but it's more natural. So that's I like this a lot. I'm pleased I got rid of the other one. So yeah, I've obviously got headphones, drumsticks, dusty mixing desk over the back, power supplies down there, got some more Simmons pads down there. So the Simmons kit is stored in here with the stands. So I'm waiting for some leads to connect the SDS7 E-brain, which is back behind there, into this, so I can obviously pull some cables in and out, and I can have the choice of having different stuff going on. I also might in the future go for a bigger mixing desk, which then could mean that if I did some jiggery pokery, I could have 1, 2, 3, 4 brains going. I could incorporate the SDS7 and the SDS8 and have the 2 Yamaha brains all firing and doing different things around the kit. But that's for a future date. So yeah, that's it pretty much. Just do a pan round, obviously cymbals. Sorry if the camera's a bit jerky. Pan round. So we've got SDS8 brain, Yami 3 brain, Yami 2 brain, mixing desk, SDS7 bits and pieces on the bottom, stands and pads, a bass drum over in the corner. And then if we go to the pads on the kit, again from the corner of the room, panning around, this is the top row. Up above the hi-hat, and then we come back down to sort of the traditional sort of row of toms. There we go, floor toms, and then so the Yamaha snare is a TP120 pad. It's a bigger pad, and if you look over here, I've actually got a second 120 pad on the stand, and again, that's because of the amalgamation of the kits. The original DTX2 drum kit came from Wembley Drum Centre, actually right next to Wembley Stadium down in North London, and I think I've had it for about sort of 15 years, maybe 16 years. So, and then what I did was an offer came up of the dtxteme 3 kit, obviously with the professional hex frame, and that came from a guy secondhand in Stowmarket up in sort of Suffolk. So yeah, I've obviously merged the 2 kits together to give sort of a a monster kit with the relevant pads, and obviously all the relevant brains triggering. To be honest, you couldn't get much more in this single bedroom. It's my drum room. It's a single bedroom. It's chock-a-block for the stuff. Even when I take stuff upstairs to the loft, it's still taking up a fair whack of the room. But that's fair play. This has always been either a nursery bedroom or the drum room, and of course it's now back to be in the drum room because my eldest daughter's 20 and my youngest daughter's 16, so they don't need a nursery. They've got their own double bedrooms in the house. So there you go. That's a little tour for you. Hope you enjoy that. Cheers. Bye bye for now.